morning, afternoon, night. This is We Are Not Prepared, and we are your hosts, Byron
and Mark Are.
Welcome to today's edition of Dun 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 Dun. We
are
not
prepared.
Hello, Marco Polo.
What's up?
Marco.
My long-lost black father.
Well, my little blind brother, I will tell you that I am doing well. I have missed our time together. It's like we got punished from each other. Like we had time out.
I know. It's like the world kept trying to keep us apart. Should we listen to the world? Or should we fight?
Endless love, endless love. They will not break us apart.
Who sings that?
I don't know. One of the crooners.
While Norm Macdonald's still in the mind, we were just talking about Norm as this was starting. He's got this joke about it's either a blind man or a homeless man, but it works. The joke can work for either. He's like, I think it's homeless, but like I said, it can work for blind. He's like, I saw a homeless man on the side of the road the other day. Yeah, a lot of people feel bad for the homeless guy. I felt bad for his dog. That dog's got to be thinking, this is the longest walk of my life, buddy. So it can work for a blind guy with a, yeah.
Okay, I love you a bunch, but we're going to put a new rule on this show.
Our first rule.
Our first rule.
Which is?
You cannot tell other people's jokes anymore.
Even when I say who it is and like I'm giving them props?
You cannot. You cannot.
Okay.
It cannot. It has to be original stuff.
Okay, well, that's a weird rule, but
You can make one up about me.
I'll mark it down.
Make one for me.
The new lighting in here is so bright and it shines so hard off that bald dome of yours. It's gonna make me go all the way blind. What's that?
This is what I'm talking about. So that's rule 2.
It's a mean joke.
That's it. It is a bald dome. We have a guest today, don't we?
Yes.
Could I tell you, like, I may have some problems today because for some reason, when I'm talking now, I run out of air. I could run, exercise, walk. I'm never short of breath, but I could be sitting talking and I become short of breath.
Have you seen anyone about this?
I'm going to.
Okay. How are you going to tell them?
That I'm...
You want me to come with you?
Yes. Help me. What he says is he can't breathe.
When he talks.
We have an exciting guest today. I hope he's exciting. He does take smoke breaks in exciting places.
Hey, that's hilarious. We should have any blind smoker, like the places you smoke, because it is getting harder to smoke as a person who's blind, I'm sure, because you can't go anywhere. So they give you all these weird, go around the corner, up around the fence and to the left, and that's anywhere. But anyways,
I'm the spot that John smokes on, I bet is about 2 feet by 2 feet. I mean, it's this little patch of grass that if he farted, it would blow him off that. Hi, John.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Now, what is your last name?
Marcotte.
Markov?
With a T, Marcotte.
Marcotte.
Mm-hmm.
Hi there. And so...
Nice to meet you.
Things to know about you. My name is Byron, and you know Mark. Mm-hmm. And so, where are you from?
Originally from Kansas. Most recently moved from California to work here at New View as the assistive technology instructor.
So you do technology. What part of Kansas?
Hayes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I go through Hayes. I grew up in Denver. Mm-hmm. And so whenever I'm going back to Denver, Hayes is the last stop before you do the long trek over to Denver.
Have you ever been to that big dome building?
Yes.
Have you been in there?
No.
It's a museum for the Fort Hays State University. They actually have life-size dinosaurs, and it's really great. It's a cool museum called Sternberg Museum.
Okay. That sounds very cool, but if I'm driving for 12 hours,
You don't want to go walking through a
I'm
museum,
not to see a dinosaur.
Ah. Okay.
Now, if it was like prehistoric women before clothing was, then I might like go, we really should check this out, family.
At least stay in the car.
So what part of California?
Sacramento.
Okay, so up north a little bit.
Yep, in the southern part of Northern California.
Now, how long have you been blind all your life?
No, I was 17, and I had a suicide attempt.
Really?
Yeah. I tried to kill myself with a shotgun under the chin, but I couldn't reach the trigger with the butt in front of me, so I put the butt behind me, which trajectory brought it out the front, and none of it hit my brain, thankfully, but it took out a lot of my face, obviously, and went through my eyes.
Both eyes?
Mm-hmm. And the optic nerves, and so...
So what I've gotten out of this story so far is you would be a terrible guy to go hunting with.
Oh, no, I was a great hunter.
You were a great hunter. Okay.
I hit I hit it, didn't I?
Well, but you put the gun behind you.
No, I put the butt behind me. The thing was still under my chin.
You paved the way for Kurt Cobain.
Hey.
he figured it out with a shotgun.
Hey.
Yes.
I can't believe you're laughing about this.
I hit it. It would have. I did fall, so I would have been able to be picked up and put in the back pouch, of the hunting vest.
I have a friend of mine, and he tried to kill himself also, and so he jumps in front of a semi truck.
Oh,
the semi sees him and stops. So he goes, okay, the next time I make sure they're going. So he runs in front of this car.
Mm.
The car hits him. He said that as he was in the air, before he hit the ground, a thought crossed his mind. I maybe shouldn't have done this.
yeah. I mean, I've had that thought many times since then, but what can you do?
What can you do? So did you suffer from depression?
Yeah, that's why I did it. I was my psychologist said it was an impulse thing, and I've noticed since I've calmed down a lot now, but I'm very impulsive. Like I've gotten up. My family, my mom and sister lived in California since I was in junior high, and I moved out there like 5 times, and then decided to come back, and just very impulsive. But he said it was an impulse thing. But I'm all right now. That was 32 years ago.
32 years. Do you still suffer from depression sometimes?
No. I mean, I get a little down, but like that song goes, I get knocked down, but I get up again.
I get up again.
You're never going to keep me down. So, yeah.
It's, isn't it funny? Like, I mean, not like haha funny, but that you would go, you'd want to end it all, but then you don't, and then you start finding purpose for your life.
Sure. It took me until I was 32 when I went to school to become an assistive technology instructor, and then this job is very, very satisfying.
It's amazing, just how I have the same stuff, that I've had things that just looked horrific, but it actually gave me purpose going through it.
What was the recovery after? How long was it? Mentally and physically?
I mean, I was joking around with the doctors while I was still in the hospital. My dad, because I had a tracheotomy, because obviously it swole up my air passages, and so I couldn't talk. And they gave me a notebook and a pencil or a pen or whatever. They asked me what I wanted, and I don't remember any of this for like the first 2 weeks. They go, "Do you need anything?" And every single time I'd write down a Marlboro and a Dr. Pepper. and of course I never got them, but whatever.
You can get them now in your little patch of grass outside.
Yep.
Did you, because you've talked with me before about just like addiction and stuff, did you battle addiction after that as well?
Yeah, that was in 92, and like 98 to 2000, I did speed, cocaine,
baby.
Yeah, stuff like that. And then I quit all that in 2000 because of my facial issues. It just made it seem like it was deteriorating any kind of surgery process that had happened. So I quit doing all that stuff, cold turkey, and quit hanging out with people who did it because why, you know?
Yeah, as a now I got little monkeys on my back that's never taken me all the way down, but there's something about losing, the more you lose your vision. Like some people say, yeah, I smoke because it's something to do. Like, because if you don't have a lot going on, it's something to do that you can feel, you know what I mean? It's just like, it becomes like a hobby, and it's like, well, what else am I doing? And it's just a slippery slope. I mean, it is for everyone, obviously, but for blind folks too, I just feel like it's a little more because it's hard. Okay, you stop. Now, what are you occupying your time with to keep your mind off of it and all that stuff?
Yeah, I've smoked cigarettes since I was 12, so mine's just a hardcore addiction.
Now, what was your family like growing up?
This is factors of why I did what I did. My mom hated me and told me as much when I was 11 that she never wanted a son, and hated me until I was 35 and probably didn't like me for the rest of her life. But nothing I did. It's because she had sex with my dad and got pregnant. So she hated me. She was the kind of woman that would... she was cheating on my dad when they were dating and got pregnant. I didn't know that my sister wasn't my dad's kid until I was 14 years old, because that's the kind of person she was. I mean, when I was in junior high, she sent me with my sister to a high school party out in the country where there were no parents, so she could stay home with her. She was 36 with her 21-year-old coke dealer boyfriend to do coke. But my dad was always working, make sure we had money over, a roof over our head, food in our bellies. And they got divorced when I was 7. But he was the type that whatever girlfriend he had depicted how he treated me. So,
Now, are you married now?
I was, but she passed away in 2019.
Holy moly, son.
Yeah, my dad died, and I had my birthday on April 4th of 18. April 9th, my dad died. August 8th, my mom died. And July 5th of the next year, my wife died.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that's why I'm prematurely gray.
Prematurely gray. I think you probably would have been gray even
probably
before that. So but it's okay.
Yeah, so, I don't mean to bring it down with all my sad stories. I like to be funny.
I think those are life stories. Sure. I saw this picture once of a lion, and it had like all these scars. I mean, it was a lion that had been in battle. Sure. And it said that the things that we go through are really the scars that show how we survived life. Mm-hmm. And they're not things that we should be ashamed of. They're things. And so if you were a lion and we're looking at your life, as a lion's face, you'd have a lot of scars there. I mean, I wouldn't mess with you because you've been through a lot and overcome a lot. And so that's pretty neat. Yeah,
it's life. It's what I was dealt. So,
that I actually did math
this morning.
Yeah, that's why I'm talking so fast.
That's why you can't. That's why you can't breathe, man.
I can't breathe.
Quit smoking it, dude.
But it was in the 70s. It was in the 70s, and we had this friend that worked at OU, and he made it in the chemistry department, and nobody knew what it was then. So he just made it at school, and would bring it home to us. And
were you one of the Breaking Bad people?
Yeah, was his name Walter White? What a hookup!
I never liked it a lot. So thank goodness, or I'd be like a meth head.
What was your drug of choice?
Opiates was mine.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah.
I was never a fan of those. I would get them, after surgeries. They'd give me 100 Percocets. And I never took them unless I needed them because I was never a pain pill guy.
See, we should have been friends back then. I could have gave you the meth, although I think I'm a little older than you. So I could have gave you the meth. And
I was born in 75, so.
Yeah, I'm way older than you.
Yeah.
So
y'all would have been the dominant duo.
I am so old that I was in treatment one time.
How old is he?
I was in treatment one time with a guy who used to run around with Bonnie and Clyde.
Oh, wow.
And so, and I was an adult when I was in treatment with him. He was in his 80s then. No, 72.
You share any stories about Bonnie and Clyde?
Not that I can remember.
Yeah.
And so now, have you thought of remarrying again?
I mean, I would, but
Mark and I could hook you up.
oh yeah,
Yeah, we're going to turn the
doctors.
show. We're changing the show from we're not prepared to
we're gonna hook you up.
We will get you laid.
we will get you laid.
Dude, I always, so like I've been married going on 10 years, and right when I met my wife, I was losing my vision, but like not using a cane yet, but she knew what was up because like in dark restaurants, I met her in a group setting, like she saw me get led to the restroom, and like but it was right as like the apps hadn't came out, but like online dating had it was still kind of like, oh, don't tell anyone I met. So if I always think about like, if I was single again, it would be the easiest to meet someone. I just
signed up like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah. What do you run into?
Oh, you're blind?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What is that like? How do you use your computer? And then the next question is, what would you do if you woke up and I was sucking you? It's like, kind of went sideways there. We were having a conversation.
What you talking about, John? This sounds great.
People say that online to you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
But then you got it costs 20 chats, $35. And that's just to send one message, 20 messages. It's $35.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
The more like I'm deep in the beat baseball world now, and I meet all these folks and I'm sure anyone who's connected to a blind community. So like my wife is sighted, and since I've just been used to a sighted life, I always thought, man, it would be so tough being married to someone that also can't see. But what I've noticed is that a lot of, I'm not I'll knock on wood so I don't get divorced, but a lot of the folks, my buddies that I meet who are blind and their wife was sighted or vice versa, almost all of them are divorced. And then it's when you get involved with someone who's dealing with what you're dealing with, it's like this, they understand each other. It's a new, like, and the more, especially the more I lose my vision, I kind of get it.
Yeah. My wife was visually impaired her whole life.
Well, this contradicts what I'm saying then.
But I mean, she was a high partial, so she could read the mail with a magnifier. She was never able to drive or anything, but all of my girlfriends since I've been blind in some way.
Yeah.
So
now, would you date a visual person?
I mean, well, for sure. I'd much rather, hey, honey, let's go to the restaurant and go get in the car and she drives instead of, honey, you want to go eat? Well, all right, well, let me get an Uber.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, those are the little things that I just, think is so what I think I love and enjoy about it. But like I said, like now that I have a 6-year-old now, and I'm not throwing my wife under the bus or anything, but it's such an adjustment to like she's a legit single mom when it comes to, like, I joke saying I was a great dad before my daughter could leave the house, because, my wife teaches that she's back in the workforce. Like, it doesn't matter everything my daughter does. It doesn't matter if my wife's got a headache, she had a crap day. It's all on her. Yeah. Dogs are out of food, and delivery stuff helps, but do
you say thank you
all the time?
Good.
All the time.
She should.
It's always on my.
We should send her some flowers.
Yeah, let's not go too far.
We should just a big thank you, thank you, Miss Ivy, for.
She'll go, how much was this? We could have used this for. I'm like, all right,
I'll loan it to you.
Done being nice.
I'll loan it to you. You can pay me back
installments.
Don't we have a flower sponsorship on this?
We do.
Click on the bottom of the screen to
see our sponsorship.
We gotta get a sponsor.
Okay, back to our lovely guest, and I'm liking you more and more. So, do you like music?
Yeah, I like country, rock and roll, some rap, some hip hop, never mariachi. I can't deal with it.
Only when
Okay,
you're eating it.
I don't even know why you threw mariachi out there, but yeah. So who are some of the hip hop people that you like?
Hip hop's my least favorite.
One person.
Hip hop. Now, do you consider rap hip hop?
Yeah.
Well, Eminem for sure.
Really?
Best rapper ever.
90s. Well, yeah.
No, he's out right now too.
He came
out. He started in
2004.
2004. No, he started in 2004 was his first album.
Is that when 8 Mile came out?
Santiago, check that. I'm pretty sure the Marshall Mathers LP was in the night, or maybe I'm wrong.
First studio album was released in 1996.
1996.
Huh.
Talk.
I ain't buying it.
I mean, Mark and I are
Get out.
Mark and I are black. We know rap.
We know rap.
Okay, my bad.
A blind black man knowing when the white artist came out with his first album. We're
That's
diverse in here. Yeah.
So now, what rock groups do you like?
Guns N' Roses, Metallica, the 80s hair bands. I love those. I like the newer ones too, like Bad Wolves is pretty good. They did a remake of Cranberry Zombie.
Yes.
They redid that, and the only thing they changed was instead of 1916, they put 2018.
Wow.
Because it is the same old thing.
Like, do you like Korn?
Yeah. I saw them in concert, and they weren't very good, but this was after their heyday.
Were you blind when you saw him in concert?
Yeah.
What a wild concert to be at when you can't see. Those things get crazy.
Yeah. I saw Disturbed. They were the headliner, and it was so loud. When you're scream singing as loud as you can and your throat vibrates.
Yeah.
I couldn't even feel my throat vibrating. It was so loud.
Oh, wow.
It was amazing.
Now, my rock is a little older, but...
Oh, I love some Leonard Skinner, Led Zeppelin. I love the Beatles.
I saw Led Zeppelin live.
Oh, wow. That would have been amazing.
That's how old I am.
Yeah.
My ticket was probably $10.
Oh, wow.
And so, here in Oklahoma City.
Hmm.
Then the drummer died, and so that kind of ended that.
Sure.
So I felt very lucky to see them. Go.
Is that the most legendary rock band you've seen? I bet you've seen some anyone pre-70s that you've seen?
I saw Prince. Oh, I've seen Prince. I saw Bruce Springsteen last year.
Prince is big.
Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Rolling Stones.
Mick Jagger and Bruce Springsteen, they're still running around the stage.
Rolling Stones was probably my best concert.
I bet it was.
But Bruce Springsteen surprised me at how good he was.
I was never a Bruce Springsteen fan.
See, I
Bob
wasn't-
Seger guy.
I like Bob Seger too.
I wasn't either. I went, I go, okay, well,
It was a live experience.
I would go to a live concert, but I would never buy his album.
he rocked me. But even now, I have trouble going and listening to, I could sit and listen to Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers over and over and over.
I'm not a Tom Petty fan.
Okay.
I grew up in small town USA where if a Tom Petty song came out, they played it 45,000 times a day.
Oh, yeah.
So
He always sounds like he's got to pee. It's like a more clear Bob Dylan almost.
yeah.
See, now those jokes are good.
Down. Go ahead.
That joke is good because that's a Mark Ivy original.
Maybe I'm ripping people off just to find a loophole to get by your rule.
Yeah. I went to Bricktown, I don't know, like a month and a half after I got here, and went to a dueling piano bar over there.
Yes, yeah.
And that was fun. And then I went to the comedy club and saw a comedian named Joe List.
Oh my, is he not the best?
He was hilarious.
God dang, he's so good.
I remember it, but it was after a dueling piano bar and
Had a few
a comedy
pops.
club, and there's a bar called Cousins here in town that I stopped at first. And
That's where I've done those open mics. You sign up like a month early and then you get picked. But at
the comedy club?
the Bricktown Comedy Club, Joe, you say you can't remember like whatever. I've noticed when I go to live comedy, first off, same as like Bruce Springsteen, when you see it live, like it's just 10 times better. So like if you're sitting on your couch watching a Netflix special of a comedian, it's 10, if you think it's funny, it's 10 times more funny when you're in a room, everyone's in on it, laughing together, you know. But I never can remember, like, I'm laughing my head off about these bits.
But what the joke was.
But I can't ever, but when I see it on Netflix, I can remember.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
This year alone, in January, I saw Jim Jeffries live in Sacramento. And then in April, I saw Gabriel Iglesias live. I love comedy. I love it.
Man, you are. So you're with, okay, so evaluating Mark and I, since you're a comedy connoisseur, how would you rate us?
I haven't got to know the funny side of Mark yet.
Well, I mean, just for this little hour,
what a jerk.
30 minutes.
He's
here.
he knows what he's doing right now. He knows what he's doing.
And I have to be nice to the elderly, so.
Touche.
I give you guys a 5 out of 10 because it's only a half an hour.
Well, hey, we'll go back into our archive. All right.
It's probably because I banned you from saying jokes that.
Well, you just banned me.
That's what I said.
I've had 2 originals since then.
But see, because I banned you is probably why we only got a 5 rating.
Maybe.
He was telling me you're DJ Brown Gravy and that you call him the white one.
The white one.
And I was like, I'm going to call him Darkness.
Mark?
No, you.
Oh.
Why would he call me Darkness?
He'd be the Markness.
He'd be Markness and Darkness.
Oh, baby.
Oh,
Johnny boy.
This is great. Who would you be there?
I don't know. I made up your guys' names. You guys make up one for me.
Blaster.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Sitting there in my head, I was like, Shotness, but and I was like, no, that's too much. No, Blaster.
Missed it by that much.
By that.
This is my favorite. I'm so glad we're back in this room.
Oh, John, this is great. We'll be banned here, but that's our goal.
You've set the mark for our folks that have lived through suicide. So.
Sure. You know, I at one point I was going to be an inspirational speaker, going around and talking to because back in like when you were in school. You know, when they had just the one room and no electricity and most of the time the teacher was worried about people passing notes, chewing gum, and nowadays they're more worried about gang violence, suicide, teen pregnancy. So I was going to be an inspirational speaker going to talk to kids. And I did it one time with she was never my instructor, but she was a gym teacher at my high school. And I went with her and I'm telling the kids, if I could go back, I wouldn't have shot myself. I would have shot my mom. And the instructor that I went with, she goes, John. I go, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
So that was my only.
You got your fingers crossed behind your back. I'm just kidding.
That was my only inspirational thing I ever did. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm good.
John, you have been a absolute pleasure to have on. Come back. Come back and we will insult you more.
Great.
We just got started here and I mean, smoke could be coming out of this room. Smoke on the water.
Shotgun smoke.
Smoke. Do you want to say anything?
Go ahead,
Mark.
No, I'm enjoying the conversation. This is a blast. I got nothing.
You're Mark. I'm Darky.
Markness.
Oh yeah, Markness and Darkness.
Markness. If I could ever remember, so I'm Darkness and you're Markness.
Yeah. We'll
and
maybe
Blaster.
And
John, thank you for being
You're
an
welcome.
inspiration. Thank you for staying alive and for what you do, for whatever the hell you do. But thank you for doing it. It's great. And please come back. You are great. Can you come back, Mark?
Oh, you're invited back anytime, John.
Anytime.
Thanks for this is the first time I heard you share your story, and I mean, obviously we're three knuckleheads, joking about stuff, but I mean, learning more about your family history too. I mean, dude, you are an inspiration, and the way you handle it is luckily right down me and Blackness's alley or Darkness's alley.
Darkness.
Sorry.
Get it right, buddy.
My bad. We just got canceled. All right.
All right. This is Byron Jackson and
Mark Ivy.
You have been listening to We
Are
Not
Prepared.
I forgot my line. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.